All right, welcome back to another episode of the Top of Off Cricket Podcast. I am your host, Kevin Henry, and as usual, with me, I got my boy them, Walter and Sam, and we talking everything West Indies cricket. So, fellas, in the series done, on the horizon is New Zealand. That's in a matter of weeks. I went on Cricket Info. I was like, when does the New Zealand tour starts? 5th of November. I was like, shit, this right around the corner. You see, man? So, yeah. So what we're gonna do tonight is wrap up, give our final thoughts on the India series, what was, what could have been, and we're gonna talk a bit about the upcoming New Zealand series, which I think it's an important series for West Indies and especially Darren Sammy's reign as West Indies head coach, because it'll be tough for him to go three series down, right? That's essentially 3-0 down. Performances, if he was to have, if we are to have good performances, I think people can stomach it. But if the performances are bad, it's going to look a lot different. Like what happened in the first test against India, the absolute collapse against Australia at Sabina Park. So I watched the guys in the first test, and it was reminiscent of a warm-up match, right? People coming off of a T20 tournament, trying to hit their straps, trying to get their stride in, trying to find their tempo, and just couldn't against a team that was already flowing, right? Because India had people that were playing 18 matches, playing regional matches, first-class cricket, already well entrenched into first-class cricket. So
all of them,
yeah,
everybody,
each and every one of their players. And given the fact that they had not too long came off the tour of England, we hadn't played anything red ball related since the Australia tour. Once again, I'm going to say this to Cricket West Indies. I'm going to say this to Miles Bascom. I'm going to say this to Darren Sammy. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You can't think that you are going to go to places like India, England, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and have any degree of success, and you're not prepared. Darren Sammy always talks about the 3 Ps. Preparation is one of those. I am not sure what we are missing. I'm not sure what Darren Sammy is missing, fellas. Maybe Walter could shine some light, because I'm at a loss.
fellas. Yeah, we've been talking about the fact that we thought that the fellas were not ready for a test series. They weren't prepared enough for the test series. Even in our heyday, granted, the whole dynamic, the whole of cricket at the time was different. And this is just the effect of the T20 world and the Indians controlling the game,
Yeah.
right? And the IPL window and everything, right? And the other cricket has been played. But I think that we're the test when we just finished the 2 tests, that should have been when the second test started, it should have been the first test, and we should have at least gotten a warm-up. And it showed, right? Even though it would have gone against ordinary cricketers, so-called ordinary cricketers, and India don't, they would not have played. They would have probably played as some decent cricketers, right? I think that we would have gotten acclimatized, and we would have given ourselves. We would have probably still gotten beaten, as we've seen, but I still think that
The
we would have
performance would have
probably.
looked different.
Yeah. And I don't, as I said, I don't think, listen to me, I don't think that the Indian players are better than us, talent-wise.
No, they're not. They're not.
People might say, "Oh, we're crazy," saying, I just think, people listen to me, I just think that they have better facilities and they're better prepared from a younger age. There's more resources to have that brilliant new Center of Excellence or something like that is called. That there's our
We got
center.
the National
Someone,
Cricket Center. You understand?
yeah,
Where all the players go and work on things.
yes.
You understand me? When players are coming off an injury, or if players need remedial work, they go to the National Cricket Center.
And a good club system too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sam, you look like you you got some things boiling there.
No, not really. I've said everything I needed to say, but we're recapping, yeah. So
yeah,
it's good to touch on a few things. Look, Cricket West Indies keeps failing to do basic things. I don't know that it's going to change ahead of the New Zealand series. I would love for it to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. Right? Now, I don't care how busy our cricketers are. I don't care. West Indies cricket has got to take care of our cricketers. And that means that when they go out there with that crest, they have to be prepared, right? Now, we do understand that there's a lot more cricket being played now than in the 1980s and 70s and 60s. So we can't expect to have long preparation matches, right? But at least one, I mean, you know how many Indian young players would love to get a go at our West Indies? It can happen. So even if the Indian team, fine, you know, they don't want to give us any looks before the actual test start, if for whatever reason or reasons, right? You can find players in India that you can go and try out against, right?
Listen.
And look, it doesn't have to be a full 4 days. It just some cricket where the whole squad can back, and we've seen that, right?
Sammy, let me jump in here for a minute.
Yeah,
the depth of Indian cricket, their senior international side is so vast.
Yep.
You understand? They can provide us with a very competitive squad.
Yep.
If you want to say, well, these 17 or these 20 players are my core players, I don't want to expose them against West Indies.
There we go.
They still have like 60, 70 players.
Exactly. That's right. They got like 4 teams. 4 teams.
You understand me?
Competitive.
That can be very competitive at the international level.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why is it we can't negotiate and say, hey, look, I have to play something. I'm coming off of a T20 tournament. My players are not prepared. It is not fair to world cricket. It is not fair to West Indies cricket. It is not fair to Indian cricket for us to show up on international TV in front of a universal audience unprepared.
And get beat up, and then people talk.
And then people say XYZ, because India would not go to Australia unprepared. India will not go to England unprepared, South Africa unprepared, New Zealand unprepared. Matter of fact, they won't go any place unprepared.
Yeah, and you know, case in point, Australia 2021 it was.
Yeah.
When several first 11 players for India were not in Australia. And look what that team did, including winning a game at the Gabba, right?
Yeah.
So again, you made the point, right? So we've got to do something by that. But I must say something though, to give them some credit in terms of the ODI series coming up. I know we have to talk about that separately, but I was heartened when I looked at the Windies cricket page, and they gave 4 highlights under the heading of, you know, the announcing of the squad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Preparatory camp on the way at Super Kings Academy in
Yes.
Chennai, India.
Yes.
Boy,
Good.
it warmed my heart. It warmed my heart. You see? But then I have to come back now. And in fact, I think it was Basil Butcher on Mason and Guest. By the way, the episode for last Tuesday is up. Normally it takes them like a whole week to put it up, but it's up today, right?
I'm sure, yeah.
So if you miss Tuesday, you could listen to it.
I'm sure
And Basil was saying, I think it was Basil. He was asking, what will happen to a John Campbell, a Tageariner Chanderpaul, as they wait to head down
to New Zealand?
Yeah.
Right? Are they going to remain in India? But he didn't say this, but my question is, are they going to remain in India? You're telling me we haven't built a relationship with the Indians where John Campbell and Tageariner is of Indian descent. You're telling me Tage don't want to spend some time in the land of his ancestors? Find some way to play cricket and play lots of it? Because we are told, that the world needs West Indies cricket. I ain't gonna say who said. Right? The world, what was it? Cricket, West Indies cricket don't need the world. I don't understand.
West Indies cricket.
But the world needs West Indies cricket. I could buy into that part of it, right? But the other side, I know where that come from. I still meditating on it, right? But the point is,
Rasta.
They want been up in Bubble Hill.
Certain comments is got meditate point.
Yeah.
So, but the point is, fellas, I hope that those guys, I agree with Basil Butcher Jr. Yeah, they need some support. Right?
I would think it would make sense to, instead of to keep Chanderpaul or the players that would be going to New Zealand, because they have to know who's going to New Zealand by now. If you don't know who's going to New Zealand by now, you got a bigger problem, right? So it would make sense for those players to remain at the Super Kings Academy until it's time to do the Trans-Tasman travel, right? Because what are you going to come back to the West Indies and do?
There you go.
Now you got to spend money to bring those players back this way, then send them back the way.
Play all the way, bro.
You understand?
And then when they come home, they're really doing much. Just they might get some net sessions. And if you send them home, at least you probably carry them to Antigua, and I know they're probably in doing though.
They make no sense. Anyways, fellas, that was the wrap on the India series, and I think we would say it's unanimous that we lacked preparation. That is the real recap of the India series. Lack preparation.
One of the things I must say though, Kevin, even though we lack, it showed in. I must commend the fight of the batsmen of a few batsmen. Again, our bowlers are always turning up for us, and in terms of batting. But I love what I'm seeing. And in terms of the fight, I can see that there was a definite shift in terms of, because I thought the players were like, some of them seemed like, and Sammy was losing the dressing room, but I seemed like he probably did a miracle and got it back. A question I'd ask though, it was Floyd Reefer said it was Shea Hope that made the change. Do you think that I really like to know if how much work is Reefer doing with the guys?
Sorry, I missed that. Shea Hope made what change?
So he made like
the technical changes.
Technical changes, in March in the second test.
Oh, okay. Well,
right.
Yeah.
In terms of,
that's what we expect. You can't be a great West Indian or a good West Indian.
No, he's above a good right now in one-day cricket. He's a great in one-day.
We would. I want us to end on this note with the India series. Shea Hope has done this before. You understand me? Mm-hmm. This is nothing new to Shea Hope. That is why I was pissed off that every time Shea Hope had a couple of matches where he didn't perform, the West Indian selectors would drop him. He never had a consistent run, you understand, to say, Shea, we trust you, we understand. Coming from our first-class system, you're not well prepared for the international cricket. We'll give you a chance. We know you have the talent. Certain batsmen, when you see the talent, you have to give them that rope. You understand me? You have to give them enough rope. I always like to refer to Jack Callis. First 4 or 5 test matches. Horrible. Many other countries, Jack Callis would have never been selected again. Who is Jack Callis today?
Arguable the second. Well, people say he's the greatest all around, but he's second.
Exactly. Now, we know Shea Hope has the talent. We know he's head and shoulders above most of the batsmen in the West Indies. He should have been given that chance to fail and get himself right. So now he's 33 years old or however much, and he doesn't have that much time. Now, granted, he could play for the next 5-6 years and churn out runs, but what would we miss over all those years? You understand? But hindsight is 2020. Anyways, fellas, New Zealand tour on the horizon. We showed up to India with not much preparation. I have to look at what's on the schedule for the New Zealand tour. I have to dig into there and see if there are any warm-up matches so the guys can go, because that's different conditions. You understand me? Go there, get acclimatized, get a match in, get some miles in their legs. But I want to ask this question of the two of you. If you're selecting the squad based on what showed up in India, would you make any changes?
To the batting, no.
To the batting lineup. I know, listen, the bowling lineup, we already know there's going to be changes. You understand? That's a given. To the batting lineup, would you make any changes?
It's a toss-up between Athens and King.
Sammy, are we talking here about what Sammy will do or what you want to do?
I'm asking Walter. I'm asking what you will do.
I mean, I would have looked at horses for courses, and I mean, I look at farm and decide, and I look at King's confidence, because King comes across to me as a confidence player. So if he's making runs, if he makes runs in Bangladesh, I would probably play him. But Athens didn't do too badly in India. It's just that, again, he's one that, I guess he's another one that I see the talent, and we probably need to give him some rope as well.
He does need rope.
Yeah, so he's one. So it's like, how do I find a space for King in the team? If King plays in the team, Imlak can't play.
Yes, Imlak could play if King plays. I'll tell you how how King can play.
So you're dropping
right to the top of the order.
So you're dropping Chanderpaul?
I am dropping Tageariner Chanderpaul.
Correct. In my argument with Kevin, here's what.
You can't just bring a man back and then drop him.
Walter, it's not about just bring a man back and drop him. It's about being realistic. You understand me? There are some players you can look at, and you can look at Athens and you go, there is something there that I can work with.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? And I know a lot of people are not going to agree with this take. Nothing against Tageariner Chanderpaul. I don't think Tageariner Chanderpaul is an international cricketer. You understand me?
Just the Chanderpaul name.
The Chanderpaul name is internationally renowned. I don't think Tageariner Chanderpaul is an international cricketer. I see Brandon King having a more, if Darren Sammy was to be brave and Brandon King was to be brave and give a chance, you understand? I think it can work in the long run. You have to think long run, not now. Our problem is trying to win now. We're doing the same thing. Hold on, Walter. We're doing the same thing that we did all those years ago once West Indies started failing. We're trying to plug this hole, plug the hole, plug this hole. No, you have to give things time to work. Sammy.
Fellas, I think it's a no-brainer that Tageariner needs to sit this one out. Right? Darren Sammy, the argument is brought in Tage because of his prowess in spin bowling, to play spin, right? That's the argument. We're heading down to New Zealand, so we can scratch that. But there's another concern of mine, and I've said it, I think, here and to some other folks. Remember, I still learning test cricket, right? So I start to throw these comments out there because sometimes I see it, but, you know, people know more cricket than me. What sense does it make to have your top three batsmen? They're all left-handers. What sense does it make? Open the batting. Campbell, left-hander. Brandon King, right-hander. That's it. Just for starters. You see? My bigger concern, though, is this. Because the Athenaeus pick was also about spin. Largely about his ability to play spin. Question is, what about Carty? What about Kavem Hodge?
You got to make runs in first class season.
Sorry?
They got to make runs next year.
All right. What I would say, though, of going back to Tageariner Chanderpaul needs to be part of the squad going down to New Zealand. I don't have a problem with that. Now, Tageariner, I can't, Kevin, you got better cricket eyes than me to spot talent and what have you, right? So I'm not going to take away from any of your comments. However, Tageariner is a year and some months younger than Brandon King, right? So looking to the future, one can say based on age that Tage has a little more time to play test cricket. I don't know what Brandon King's plans are, but I would imagine that he would retire from test cricket before he retires from white ball cricket. All right? Because he has those two. Tage doesn't have those two. So I say, keep Tage in the mix up. Right? Let us see what he can do. The first class series will start in a couple months. The 4-day, regional 4-day. Let's see what he does there. We've shown, Cricket West Indies has shown him to say, listen, we want you here. So not if we discard him or we retire him. No, you have a chance to play. We'll show something with the bat come 2026. One last point, and I'll let you all jump in. Kevin has said the bowling set. Are we playing Warwickon down in New Zealand? I don't think Warwickon should go to New Zealand. I think Warwickon should go home, and we should stop this foolishness about Warwickon being vice captain. Let him go home, or let him stay in India and play some and play some fast bowling in India. Let him stay there and see.
No, even if not, you still need a spinner.
Walter,
you still need a spin in the team. We got to stop with this thing about
go to KST. Go to KST. Can I?
Walter.
Well, you have fight some black, some dead horse sometime, there's no go to kiss there.
According to what I read, Moti was rested for the India series.
There we go.
Right? Listen, there was a period early this year where Moti wasn't bowling as well as we know he can. And he hadn't shown up like we know he can in test cricket. You understand me? But right now, when I look at Moti bowl, I think even though it was white ball cricket, I think he's a better bowler based on what he was doing with the ball as opposed to when he showed up in Pakistan. Right? Now, I would much rather at this juncture, in this moment, take my chances with Moti than Warrican running from the cricket ball when people are bowling to him. I know Moti gonna come out there and he gonna put some lash on people.
But there's no way we pick you for bowl.
I get it. So
we got Ross on chase.
I ask you this question.
Hey. He's a good bowler, but he's not. No, Sammy, he's a good bowler, but he's not. No.
Walter, I ask you this question. How many wickets did Warrican take in India?
I think as well. What, 5?
Something like that, right?
All right. So
do you think Moti could have done worse than that?
No.
My point exactly.
It depends.
Right? No, my point exactly, man.
All right. I can tell you all about this test team. I watch it, as a man, we like we start something. So today is the 16th of October.
Mm-hmm.
We play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches in Bangladesh. It goes to the end, literally to the end of the month. Right? And then we go over to New Zealand. And then on the 5th of November, we play a T20. We play our first of 5 T20s. And then on the 15th of November, we play first of 3 ODIs. I say all that to say, and by the way, we have a tour match for the test team. Right? So this is a full tour of New Zealand, all 3 formats. I see all that to say is that Brandon King, and by chance, I didn't check, is Athens in any one of these squads? The limited over squads?
Anyway. I didn't really take note of much of what was going on with the limited.
Yeah, Brandon is the ODI squad.
Good. So Brandon King and Athens.
And the T20. Athens is in both.
Good. They both have a chance to play some cricket and score some runs. So I will make my decision as head coach Walter Henry after I see them back.
Reasonable.
I don't have a problem with a John Campbell also being in my ODI squad, but I guess he's not there. Right? So that was a way to keep some of these players playing cricket.
So Kevin, do you think Sammy will surprise us in that test squad?
No.
I don't think there'll be any major surprises. I think he's going to show some faith. Right? I think he's going to show some faith.
I know you drop him, carry Pierre. That's how he's doing. Yeah.
No one will fault him for that.
I tell you one person I think who I think deserves to be in New Zealand, and that is Amir Django.
Yeah.
Let him see make some runs in the ODI.
Django's in the T20 and the ODI squads for Bangladesh.
So this for me is a thing. On a quicker note though, it's nice to see West Indies on the 19th after playing a long series in New Zealand, actually playing against England. Yeah, quick thing. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
But to come back to your point, Walter, when you listed all of what West Indies, all the matches and so on, where I thought you were going was to say that, look, in all seriousness, Warrican he has to be in the squad for sure, going down to thing, right? And given the amount of cricket that the white ballers and well, not the white ballers, but the all format players are playing, you know, Warricon's role is in a sense will hinge on that. A man might have a little niggle or, you know, might not be as potent because of all the cricket. Fair enough. But I wish we had a leg spinner we could have pulled in.
Listen, so I'm disappointed with Darren Sammy, but we're going to talk about this on the one day on the ODI aspect of things, the white ball aspect of things, right? There's a major disappointment here with that. But I personally don't think Warrican should play that big of a role in New Zealand, right? I don't think the conditions will suit him. If I was Sammy, I would actually go for Moti, right? Yeah. I think Moti would be more value for money in New Zealand, right? But Sammy has got to know. He's got to know that. He has got to know that. And Moti will be coming there with more reps under his belt. Walter, you're laughing. Talk to me.
I tell you, if I had to pick the squad, yeah, I would have vexed me. In the squad, yeah, I know who's me spinner.
we have to do an episode on that, you know.
I just want to see Kevin face when I said I call the name like Beetlejuice.
We have to debate that.
Rakim Cornwall.
We have to debate that. I opt for it.
I come with stats. I come with stats and my opinions of people around the world. I know, but yeah, I know you can kill me with one thing. I know Mr. Fitness there is good. I know. You see the man was working out earlier, so
listen. This is not about Rakim Cornwall being fit. You understand me? It's not about a look, right? I would love to see a look, right? I would love to see you look like what you're supposed to look like as a sportsman, right? Lean, right? My thing is, can he move?
No, he can't.
Exactly.
Can he touch his toes?
I sat and I watched 2 cricket matches at Providence. Rakim Cornwall feeling at short fine leg or short third man. The ball was played in that direction. It passed at his toes and he just turned around and the ball went to the boundary. He didn't even give chase. The man from long leg backward square tried to get around there to no avail. Why would a man who can't even reach down to his ankles, you understand me? From a virtual knee bended position, can't get down there. I can't just take you to bowl, then what?
I understand your argument, you know. I understand.
I have no problem with the I think he's a good spin bowler. I think he's a good cricketer, but he's got to no. You can't be more of a liability. There's a video that makes it rounds ever so often of Rakim Cornwall being run out. You understand me? Being run out. He played the ball to, I think it was mid-wicket area, and he was in overdrive. And his overdrive is a stalled car. Right?
Yeah, at 32 though, they ain't changing.
So before we wrap things up, it is expected that Alzari will be back. It is expected that Shamar will be back. More than likely, Jediah Blades and Johan Lane might have to make way for those two young men. There's a question of if Kari Peer will go to New Zealand or Moti will make that trip. There's a question if Django will be taken to New Zealand, right? Right now, as it stands, we're just talking squad. So it will be interesting in the coming days, because I suspect West Indies are going to have to make an announcement in the coming days with regards to squad selection heading to New Zealand.
I'll ask you a question though. What about Jason Holder?
Jason Holder, based on what was said, is supposed to have been having a procedure sometime in the not too distant past. That's why he didn't take up the option of going to India when it was presented to him. Right? I just saw him being drafted in the T20, the T10 tournament down in the UAE.
Jason Holder is in the T20 squad for Bangladesh.
Yeah, I see that.
So I don't know. What I think needs to happen is there needs to be some, what's the word I'm looking for? Not clarity. Openness.
Transparency.
Transparency. That's the word I'm looking for. There needs to be some transparency on Darren Sammy's part, where Jason Holder is concerned. Jason Holder came out and said, I want to play Test cricket. It is up to the coach. So what Jason Holder did was say, Darren Sammy, explain to the West Indian cricket public why I'm not in the squad. People were quick to jump and bash Jason Holder recently when he turned down the call up for India because he said he had a planned procedure. Now, if you tell me I am not in your plans to the Test match squad, and I go ahead and I make plans for my health, how can you turn around and be mad at me? I'm not speaking about Sammy, I'm talking about West Indian cricket public. You understand me? At the end of the day, I have to take care of myself.
Yeah, it can't be one.
Anyways, fellas, if you guys got nothing else on your end, one-day series starts on Saturday morning, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. What would be 2:30, I think, your time, Sam? And 5th of November is when the New Zealand series starts. And like I said at the top of the program, I think this series is, out of the 3 series so far, is the most important one for Darren Sammy, based on what has transpired in the last 5 Test matches. Right? As I said in the last program, we need more of what took place from our batters in the last Test match against India, right? First innings was, I would say, less than satisfactory. Second innings was good, but not good enough. That is my grade. Now we got to go to New Zealand and build on that. That is what I would like to see. I don't have a problem with what we're going to do with the ball. I have a problem with what we're going to do with the bat. The batsmen need to build on that, especially that second innings performance. Anyways, players, top of off, it in we bones, it in we blood, it in we veins.
In we vein.
We're going to catch y'all.
West Indies cricket is family.
Always. Yeah.
Long time we hear the one, boy.
Long time we hear the one for real. West Indies cricket is family.